Today I wanted to share with you one of the services that my practice offers, which is a little bit controversial for different reasons. The referrals I receive vary significantly. They come from toddlers whose parents think there may be some behavioral issue, ADHD, whatever, learning problem, all the way through the lifespan to elderly patients who may be experiencing symptoms that are making them or their treaters think that there could be some sort of dementia playing a role. When assessing dementia, patients really often are either very fearful or unfortunately we have to also explore the possibility that there may be some secondary gain, whether it's a tangential secondary gain, not necessarily money related, but benefit related. And one of the populations that are typically referred are individuals who come from primary care providers who have been reported we are having memory problems, and in a subset, and it's a limited but significant subset of this population, the group comes from patients who are trying to become citizens of the United States. It is easy in neuropsychology to actually determine whether someone is portraying themselves in an either overly negative light or in an overly positive light. What patients often do not know is that we have tools to assess the validity of their symptoms. And it is these tools that allow us to kind of like spot inconsistencies or discrepancies, things that are not supposed to happen in terms of a profile. And they merit some explanation, and unfortunately sometimes one of those explanations is that the patient is faking bad or exaggerating the symptoms. The irony is that sometimes patients who are doing relatively well are portraying themselves doing much more poorly, and nevertheless there are patients who are doing poorly, which in trying to portray themselves even worse, then we spot the exaggeration, consider their symptoms less valid, even though if they would have not faked bad, they still would have come across as compromised. So I've seen, a number of these. The responses are very varied. There are multiple groups. There are patients that you can tell right away this is just an exaggeration in order to be able to get a specific benefit, such as the so-called N648 form, which is what basically allows the immigration officer to determine that this individual, it will be an under burden to try to make this person memorize the civics portion of the naturalization exam. So often you can see it from mild, sometimes it's significantly more subtle. The truth is that patients who come referred, and all of my patients who I have helped in this manner have always been referred for medical necessity. I have been approached by agencies, social agencies, agencies that specialize in kind of like filling out paperwork to accept a fee for the only purpose of filling this form. In one way or the other, of course, they haven't point blankly told me, we want you to endorse it no matter what. They would know better. But this I always turn down. The only times I actually help individuals with that form is when they have been referred via a practitioner, whether it's a primary care physician or a specialty, a medical specialty, whether it's neurology, orthopedics, psychiatry, etc., etc. And that helps me in the sense that I don't need to worry about whether this is exclusively a need to seek this form. We will continue with this topic at another time. I wanted to give you a brief introduction of this particular service, which is available, but it's not always guaranteed it will be helpful, with the exception, of course, of individuals who, so it happens, are obtaining the 648 in passing. There is a set of recommendations for their daily living skills in terms of how to improve their memory, in terms of how to more accurately diagnose their kind of dementia, things of that sort. So until soon, thank you for watching, and we'll stay in touch. Take care.